Hi, I'm Annie Poole, and if you're here because you know somebody or you are somebody who has lost a child, then please feel my deep sorrow for you from my heart. I too lost my son, Anthony, who died by suicide. And this series of talks and of resources on my website, www.anniepoole.com, are here for you to help you through your grief. And if you're right at the beginning of that journey, I know that grief will be overwhelming. And even though I'm now 18 months into my journey, I still get side-blinded by it. I can get a trigger that reminds me that I am in grief, and that it's the finality of that sometimes that hits me. But one of the things that really, really supports me is a group called Helping Parents Heal. And you'll find that on my website under the Grief Without Walls page. Helping Parents Heal talks about life after death, and I firmly believe in that. And for many years, I've worked with energy healing, and I have seen and have communication with people in the spirit world. And as a mum, getting communication from my child is absolutely bliss. So what happens when you're in that dark, deep abyss of grief and you are totally consumed by it, and perhaps you can't eat, can't sleep, you don't really have any interest in life? Well, I'd love you to do one thing right now if you're watching. I'd love you to put your hand on your heart and just take some breaths. And get really present in this moment, here and now. Maybe for the first time since your child died, or the person you know and love died. Because we tend to be in the longing of that person. Just right now, we're just going to concentrate on our breath. Deep breath in, slow breath out. And imagine that you're breathing through your heart. And in this space, what happens is your thoughts slow down. They kind of get a little bit slippier. And they tend to fall away, even if it's just one breath in, and they're back on the breath out. That's okay. And if you're lucky enough to last longer than that, great. Because this is a space of connection. This is what I call the now, being present to you, whatever shows up for you in this moment. And promise yourself that you will ask for help, because we can get so lost in this grief space. And all around us, people are waiting to help us, but they don't know how. And they'll often say, I was going to call round, but I didn't know if you'd want me to. I was going to email, but I didn't know what to say. I know a couple of months after Anthony died, and maybe because my business is counselling and coaching, I knew there would be people in my community who I serve who didn't know whether they should contact me or if I was coming back to work. And so I contacted them and I reassured them, I'm still Annie. Yes, I'm a grieving mum, but I'm still here. I'm still working. I might be different than before, but I'm still present to me. And that's something that I remind myself quite a lot. Being present to me in the moment is the best gift I can give to my daughter who's still here on earth, and to my friends and my family and my grandchildren. Being present to me as much as I can in the space of a day. And that will grow over the months. And you will learn to manage. It won't go away. You'll learn to grow around that grief, to take it for a walk. I used to say that. My daughter used to say, "How are you today, Mum?" And I used to say, "Oh, I'm okay." Standard answer. "I'm okay. I've just been out for a walk with my grief." You know, in the beginning, I couldn't even go down to the bottom of the drive. But eventually, when I asked for help, a friend stepped in and took me to the park and sat beside me while I cried and bought me coffee, which I cried into. And it's still okay if I do that. It's about seeing those tiny glimmers of hope in that abyss. And if you pop by my website or pop by this YouTube channel, there will be those glimmers of hope for you, where you can share your overwhelm and maybe hear how I overcame mine. Because I wasn't a coach or a counsellor when Aunt died. I was just a mum. I was Annie. And I had to overcome the depth of that grief in the same way you are. So together, we can understand the overwhelm and how it impairs our thinking skills, how it prevents us making decisions and stops us eating or sleeping, and what we can do about that. And I'm writing a memoir with each chapter that takes you through how to manage such profound grief, such traumatic grief as parent loss. So let's go back to the hand on the heart. And you can do this at any time. And just breathe. And in the beginning, I could feel that heavy pain across my heart. I can't now as much. And I know that breathing seemed to soothe it. It kind of wrapped the pain up, tucking it in. It didn't go away. The pain didn't go away. It just meant I could manage it. Simple things. Drink water. Ask for help. Keep in touch. www.annipool.com. There's some resources and there'll be some courses coming up. Take care. You really matter.